Here we are back at River Acres, and this was the farm that I gave a tour about the last time I made a video. You can see my sheep and stuff. And what I wanted to do today was explain to newcomers to the game that it takes a long time to get all your property, to get all the 35? It's 35 pieces of property to build everything you need. And there was a comment of a person that had a new farm, and they've already recycled it because things were getting out of hand. And you just wanted order and decoration, and she wasn't. In order to enjoy it more, she wanted to decorate more, so she just kind of recycled it, and that's completely understandable. But I just want to say that this is the area right here near 17 that I started this farm around here somewhere. Let me put it up on the map. Yeah, right here. This is pretty much the center. And my bus stop, which is now southeast of that, I put over here later on after I got more property. Because you can move all your markers. If you didn't know that, you can move everything in this game just by using a particular key. On my keyboard, it's Z, I think, to move things with. But I just wanted to say that this bus stop was in the middle, near where I am now, and everything here, the rabbits were not here, the fishing, I had a little bit of fishing, but they weren't here. Look, I've got some empty property now. And everything was here to begin with. And I didn't have any of this row stuff. I didn't have any of this, and it was just all a big mess because you start with a mess. And I had some other trees here on this part of the property, and but now I have a little downtown area. I call this my little strip mall, my little strip mall of downtown, and that's what I've done to the center of this property. But it took a while before I had more property that you buy with diamonds, obviously, and I started spreading out. Things and moving the bus stop. I moved the bus stop fairly quickly. I moved it a couple different times, and now when you go to the bus stop, you come over here, and you there's my little booklet to sign there, and I've got the sheep and a little tiny the first house you build. This little stone house. That's the first one. And then I built up from here, and I've got the magic horses in front of the stone house. So this is now my entry. So they don't enter. I don't have people entering into the very center of town anymore. Not in this one, anyways, because I've pushed it all out. And let's see. So when you first get your farm and you start building things out, it is going to be a mess. It's always a mess for everybody because your little requests and stuff, they have you planting and harvesting so many items and stuff, and you just have to keep spending your in-game money to put those out into like you can see the orange. I have plenty of stuff over on the right hand side that I've got to harvest for the little quests. But it does take up plenty of property. So when you've got your diamonds, and if you can get a rubber tree, if you can get the rubber trees going, you want to get them harvested as soon as you can. It takes a while. I'm pretty sure it takes a while to get the rubber trees, but once you've got them and you plant them, you can keep getting every 15 or 17 minutes you can get your diamonds from them, and you can keep buying property with all your diamonds. And it takes months. It really takes months to get all your properties if you work hard at it. I remember had a lot of money in game, and then I had the rubber trees, and I invested like $149,000 in rubber trees, and I had tons and tons of rubber trees because I was desperate to buy all the property as much as I could so I could start organizing. But even if you only have 4 or 5 pieces of property, you can start pushing things out to the edges, and start decorating the middle if you want to, as soon as you get some extra property. And all these markers, you get up to 35 markers, at least now you do. I've been playing for about a year and a half, and they do give you at least 35 markers. I'm pretty sure some time ago they didn't give you as many as 35, but you really do need the markers so that you can hop around and jump around to all the different parts of your game. I wanted to suggest that for newcomers, that when you're playing your game, when you get the game, that I think it's best if you buy all the download packs that you can possibly get for the game, because as you're playing the game and doing events and stuff like that, you don't want to miss out on getting the rewards that after you pay for the game at all. You don't want to miss out getting the rewards that you've worked so hard during each event to get. And some of them, if you don't have the download packs, you will not get the rewards that come with that. You know, obviously the houses and stuff like that, whatever you're working for. This is my candy house. I haven't done a thing with it. I have seen somebody else's candy house, and they did a beautiful job making a little candy shop in there and stuff. There were people, like a little candy cafe. It was so gorgeous. But there's only a few of my houses that have decorated the inside of so far. But yeah, so I still have a little bit of property here and there, and these fish and stuff like that, they all used to be on the edge. Let me see. I'm over here near number 19, towards the middle right, and I had all my fish. All my fish used to be up here near number 10, number 9 and 10. I had tons of fish up there, and as you see, I've got most of my fish now. Now over here near 19, I have a few strips of fish, and there's a couple pools and stuff. And down near number 34, there's a little bit of fish down there. You can see how most of my fish, though, I've worked out over towards the left-hand edge on the inside. You know, all my trees are on the left, and all that you can see all the water over here on the left. So I've moved all my fish because I like decorating too. I love it more, to decorate more than it being. I like it being aesthetic instead of just work. But this game comes with plenty of work. They want you to work hard. I want to show you the most recent thing that I got in the game, or that came with the game, was this Dungeons and Dragons style house. I figure with the fantasy manor, and you've got the rune stones for a little walkway, and these hobbit jade plants, and these gorgeous little dragon bust statues, and it got these fantasy towers. It's really cool. And I decided that putting a yew tree here was really nice with this little property. I still got a little bit of work to do with I don't know what I'm going to put out in these empty spots, but I am going to fill it up sooner or later. And I like these little walkover bridges. I wish that you could put walkover bridges more in the game, but you can't put any down. It's just what you get is what you get. And I just put these gryphons down yesterday. Do they need to be fed more? Yeah, there we go. There's some gryphons there and some gryphons out front. I think these are really cool. These are some of the newest things in the game right now. So there's the little fantasy house and yard that I just laid down yesterday. It's one of the newest things to come into the game. Now, something else I wanted to say too was you don't have to decorate each house. You don't have to decorate each house with just living room, kitchen, dining room. You can make anything you want in there. I haven't done anything to this house. There's only a few houses that I've decorated with, but you don't have to stick to it. I took the Mexican house in my other farm. This is River Acres, and on Sunny Acres I took my Mexican house and I built a church inside, and I put some extra little adobe buildings on the outside of it because I'm not a Catholic. I'm a Christian, but I'm not a Catholic, and in Mexico, the Catholics with adobe buildings and stuff like that, I thought it would really look cool to have little adobe buildings and make a beautiful little church out of the adobe house that they give you. So you do not have to decorate your houses exactly like, you know, what you think. Just, you can use your imagination. So I have a little bit of property left down here, but not much. And where do I have property left? I have a little bit of property left over near number 25, over on the right. But as you see, I moved everything out from the center. I put all my trees on the left, all my animals up the top, across the top, and most of my planting, what do you call it? Over near 7 and 13 is where I put the event properties. And when you're doing event properties, if you spend metals on water pipes, your plants will grow faster. And the best plants to have them on are your event plants, or an area where you have your event plants planted, because they'll harvest in half the time. If in down the bottom, I do have most of my plants with water pipes now, but there's a few rows that I still probably are still dry without water plants, but they're like pretty much unimportant and stuff like that. And all my flowers are down the bottom. And with my flowers, when you first start playing, they ask you for tons of certain kind of cheap flowers that aren't worth anything, and you can have tons of them at the beginning of the game when you really need them and stuff, and you can erase most of them later. I think I have an average of about 84 plants of each flower, probably. I can't remember exactly, but I have the exact same amount of each flower in each row, so that I have, I can do any little quests that they come up with. But these are my Gerber daisies. Gerber daisies will make you rich. They're very expensive, but in the end, like this, let me see. Oh, I can't harvest them now because let me see. Let's see if I can find one. Yeah, there's one down here. Okay, Gerber daisies. You buy them for $15,000. And at the beginning of your playtime, when you're first starting farming, that's pretty expensive. But right now, they're worth $96,000. And when you start harvesting, they're probably only going to be worth, $20,000, $25,000, something like that. And as you play, they're level 77. I've got them up to $96,000 now. And if you go to other people's, if you visit other people's farms and help them harvest things, you get bonus time. And then you come back to your own farm, and that bonus time will give you extra money for each plant and stuff like that. And it's really cool. And that, so when you go out and help other farms, you come back, you get that bonus time, you'll make more money on your own farm. One of the things that I wanted to suggest in this video for new people, for new players, was because of it's so hard when you first start, everything is, confusing and work hard, fast, and it gets messy and stuff. Now, if you keep working at it and you get to a certain level, I forget which level you have to be at before they allow you to buy a second farm. I'm gonna try an experiment here and see if I can leave this farm and just show you the list of farms I have. Yes, okay. Exit game. Yes, I want to exit the game. Yeah, okay. Now it says my farms over here on the list, and you go to my farms, and the farm we were just on is River Acres. But you can see that I have Sunny Acres as my first farm. My first farm was actually Sunny Acres, and my River Acres is a backup farm. And if you see down the bottom of the window, you can see create. So you'll be able to create a second or third or whatever. I don't know how many limit to how many farms you can have, but you can have more than one farm once you get to a certain level. And the reason you should have more than one farm, I'm suggesting, is you can be able to do events and stuff like that on your own without requiring yourself to go to other people's farms and ask other people all the time. I mean, you're probably always going to need a little bit of help because the events, require it. But mostly if you have 2 farms, you can pretty much take care of yourself in all the event items. The most recent event gave, let me see, what was the little things that they gave you in this event? Oh gosh, I can't remember what the prizes were. They gave you some things. Let me see. They gave you some. Oh yeah, they gave you this little mushrooms, and this little ocean wave separator, and they gave you some. Where'd the little buildings go? Yes, these little huts here, these little beach huts, and this little tent. They gave you those. I love these little beach huts. They're so adorable. I've been wanting to use them. I've seen them on other people's properties and I wanted to use them. So now I've got them. And this little new surfboard, that was new too. But if you have 2 farms, you can plant all your event requested items on both of your farms and go back and forth between farms and harvest them. And that's what I prefer doing, because if you're in need of harvesting your event items and you go to other people's farms to get them, what happens is everybody goes to other people's farms, especially the richer farms, and they all show up at once to try to harvest, whatever's been planted there for the event, and it's not a pretty sight, everybody trying to get the same stuff at once, So I prefer to do it this way, and if other people, and I usually get done quicker with an event too. You usually, can get done a lot quicker. So if you have 2 farms, it's better to, keep, maybe you want one as a working farm and maybe you want one as a decorative farm. And so I hope some of my advice has helped whoever's watching. Thanks for watching.